Hello, hello. Let me get both of my co-hosts up. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Metaverse 3.
GM, how are you today, CK?
I am good. A little exhausted. It's been a rough morning because of all the nonsense going on in the world in Brooklyn. Woke up to construction, and then there was a leaf blower, which made no sense. There's like no grass. So I'm not sure why people are using leaf blowers in the city. But I'm here. I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing well here, thanks. I've been up for like 6 hours already, grinding hard. Today is a big day at the True Band Room, so we've got 5 events today.
Wow. I mean, it's 2 years, so you got to keep it going. So,
Right? I we don't normally do this many events in a day, but it just worked out that way that everybody, the schedule just, feast or famine, that's how it works. So
yeah,
super excited. It's going to be a good one.
I like the metaphor of when it rains it pours.
Yes. Yes. But it's a positive. If you like rain, that totally works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's meant to be a positive thing. Like when things happen, they tend to happen more so than we expect them. And usually that's a good thing. Hopefully.
All right. Hello, Cece. How are you today?
Good morning. Good morning. Just getting the stream set up. I have a weird question. If I'm in Decentraland on 2 different browsers, is that going to work
Are you on
with 2 different like wallets and
If you're
stuff?
2 different wallets, it should work, but you might get really laggy if your computer can't handle the.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll test it out. Lolita is pretty beefy, but we'll see how it goes. And then if it does, I'll just drop. Okay, cool. Good morning, everyone.
Let me.
The only issue that might cause on the true side is the show app drop. Um, but that's usually if you're trying to use the same avatar in 2 different locations, because we have it like farming protection in place so that people can't just,
Oh,
hack,
that's smart. Well,
hack the system.
my traveler won't go to the band room. I have a traveler now.
No, I mean if you're using, I'll have to ask Unicorn for clarification, but if you're using the same wallet, even if it's like a different wallet address, but if it's registered to your same computer and you're in 2 different locations, the show app won't drop. But for today, I'll just make sure you get the show app if you don't get it. But just a heads
That
up if
sounds
that
good.
happens.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll work it out on the back end. But yeah, so I was trying to figure out a way that I could be in the True Band room, but also travel around to Decentraland. So I was playing around. Oh, this will be so exciting.
So I've got Kick pulled up here, and things are looking good. See you on Twitch as well. Make sure
Awesome.
tab is.
And then I'm gonna do the X post and just let everyone know that we are live.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at the progress before the big no. Like you can hear it building up to it.
I love my life.
I did want to, as we're like still getting set up and everything for today's episode, I just wanted to mention Shelly, and to anyone else who's into like the Vipe universe, if you've seen the drop that happened today with Rustan.
Yes, I've been re-rolling all morning. Haven't even seen the trait yet, and it's driving me crazy. Have you seen it yet?
I have not, but I did see it's out there. 2 people, I think, minted it. So
Oh
it,
my god.
for those who don't know, the Vipe Heroes, which are VRMs, that you get the 3D assets to. It's not just like a picture PFP project. Um, Rustan, who's one of our friends and favorites for the show, does body painting, and so he's been doing a lot of body paint wearables in different spaces and VRMs, and so now there is a Vipe body painting VRM that you can get a trait. And yes, we are all feverishly trying to find it today so we can get one ourselves.
I meant to ask or go look, is it a rare trait?
I didn't see any pictures of like the category level of trait, so I'm not 100% sure. I just figured at some point today I'll see it and find it.
Oh, yes, we will get it.
Okay, well, if we're all set up in True and then we're all set up with Stream, should we go ahead and kick it off?
I'm ready when you are.
Ready here.
Okay, well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Metaverse 3, where Shelly, Cece, and myself explore the metaverse every Thursday. Each week, we'll invite various creators, builders, and citizens of different metaverse platforms to show us their worlds and the amazing communities that create together. Today, instead of exploring a platform, we're going into a bit of an intro for the music festival happening in Decentraland that'll be November 16th through 18th. I'm CK or CK Bubbles, and in addition to exploring the metaverse with you all, I love to make over the top avant garde nail art for your fingertips in person and in blended reality. Shelly and CC, you want to let the world know a little bit about you?
Hello, I'm Shelly Van. For those of you who don't know me, I run the True Band Room in Decentraland. We are about to hit our 800th show. I counted them before the birthday party, and yeah, we were at 794. So it's coming. So excited. So if that doesn't tell you, I'm on a mission to bring live music to the metaverse. So happy to be here exploring all these worlds with my friends, and really excited for today's topic. So LFG, LFG.
Oh my gosh, 800. That's so crazy. Hey everybody, I'm Cece. I'm a metaverse event planner, digital artist, world curator, and a metaverse advocate. My home world is spatial, but I've found my tribe across multiple worlds in this beautiful musical metaverse of ours. And welcome to the Metaverse 3. If you couldn't travel around world with us today, it's okay. We got you, boo. We are streaming to Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and we are streaming in the True Band Room if you just want to sit down, relax, and watch the fun unfold.
Exactly. We're excited today because we're going to kind of spend most of the month for the next few episodes talking about this event, exploring, getting deeper into the people, like the artists performing, the builders creating, the stage, the people who are making the stages. And hopefully, we'll also have some of our DCL friends pop on over as well to share some insights over the next few weeks. But for today's episode, we just kind of wanted to give an intro into Music Fest and what it is, what to expect before we start to like meet some of the people, and then on the 16th for our episode, we'll actually jump into some of those performances and events and show you all the amazing stuff that's been created. So I guess now that we're all live on our streaming platforms and everyone's tweeted out, Shelly, I'm just going to kind of spitball some questions over to you since you're involved as one of the stages. And just, kind of give us a rundown of everything. Like, what is DCL Music Festival 23? You're on mute, Shelly. I'm not sure.
Oh my God, no, I'm so sorry. My son just called. He landed in Italy, so I couldn't ignore the call. I'm
Oh,
so
of course.
sorry.
No, you cannot ignore that, especially with how
So,
you've been feeling the last
yes,
24 hours
I'm
about it.
so sorry. That was horrible timing, but yes, he made it safely. So, hooray, my son moved to Italy. Okay, I apologize. I did not hear what just went down.
I was just saying that I'm gonna kind of like kick some questions over to you since True is going to be one of the stages for the fest, and you can help share a little bit of details with your sort of insider knowledge. And the first question I asked was, "What is the DCL Music Festival 23 about?"
Yes. So, this year's theme is rebirth and regeneration, and it is largely community focused, meaning that there was an open call for stage involvement so that venues that we know and love can have an opportunity to run either a proper stage or an experience. And So I'm so excited about this. And the one big thing, all of this is being done in SDK7. So this is a big opportunity for Decentraland to do the flex to show what SDK7 is all about and what can be done using that.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit more into some of those details, but generally, the music festival is kind of like an annual virtual music festival that's held in Decentraland, in virtual worlds. I don't know if there's any other platform partners. Like I know there's sometimes Spatial, sometimes Mona, but I think for this year's events, it might just be in DCL, correct? Right?
Yes, this is the Decentraland Music Festival 23 official.
Great. And then so it talks about it being held annually. So this is the third year of it, correct, Shelley?
I believe so, yes.
And then previous years, were you guys involved in the music festival and like give some background on like what the previous years were like?
So the very, let's see, 2021 was the first time I actually got into Decentraland. So True was not a part, True didn't exist yet. And that was how a lot of people found Decentraland initially. And Spotty Wi-Fi was there, and Paris Hilton performed, and it was a really cool experience and very crowded in the heat of the bull run. Um, Last year's festival, DCL MVMF 22, was the first time True was involved, and we did have a stage. At the last minute, too, we had like 2 weeks to pull everything off, and we found out later that other stages had like a year, so we were like, "What?" But we managed to build, code, and program the stage all within record time, and we had 31 live shows, and we were the only stage to do all live performances, which I think is why this year for 2023, we are the main stage. I'm so honored, excited, and happy to have this opportunity to really let live music shine. I think that's like the goal of the metaverse and the ultimate part of music in the metaverse is being able to have that real time connection with the artist. And because it's the metaverse, why not? It's there, it's possible. So these big stages make it really extra special, extra, excuse me, extra special when the artist calls you out as your avatar. So yeah, that's what's going down for this year. And again, the theme is rebirth and regeneration. So I won't share too much about what I've seen in little sneak peeks behind the scenes of other people's builds because I think a lot of those are meant to be a surprise. But we can certainly run around the true build, which is not complete yet. There's still a few elements that will be added, but we can get a good idea of what's going down over there if we want to, or whenever we're ready to go that way.
Yeah, CC is running the streams, so if CC wants to take that second avatar and run on over, I'll probably stay in True and just watch from there as I ask you some more questions. I do want to like go back to what you were saying though and talk a little bit about the history. So I wasn't here for the first year because I didn't get in until Fashion Week 2022. So I was like a few months after the first one, but I was here for the second one, and I remember last year and how fun it was, how like cool it was to see all like the kind of adds to the experience of it. It wasn't just a stage with a performer or a video playing. It was like interactive in that the world changed around you based on the music. Like I still remember when Bjork debuted their music video first in DCL last year. Um, it was like raining and the grass was growing, and I was like, "What? I haven't seen this like the whole time." And then there were like little care packages dropping from the sky with wearables and things, and so it's always a really fun time to just like go and like look at and listen to. And I really think it's cool this year how they're really trying to bring in more of the community than they did last year, which last year we saw like a big push to start involving community and community artists and creators a lot more. Cece, I want to know, since you came in sort of maybe a little bit later than the two of us, like what your experience is like. Did you go to the music fest last year?
I participated a little bit in the music fest, but it was my first year, so I wasn't fully prepared with water and snacks and a pillow next to my PC. So I lived vicariously through the hardcore participants who like fell asleep and woke up, eat, slept, and breathed the digital experience. And I felt so much FOMO from all the pictures and video clips. And it made me very excited for the 24-hour music festival that True did for Mental Health Month. And I participated in that full force because I missed out a lot on my very first music festival.
Well, I think that's to be expected when it's like your first of any event, you know, because you're kind of like, you don't really know what's going on, and there's so many things to look at, and you're like, ooh, shiny things. um, so I totally get that. I feel like that's how my first fashion week was. Like, I only came in for the closing performance. Like, I missed the entire like events and everything. So for my second one, you know, obviously I was a part of it, which was a much bigger step up from just attending. But I made sure I was at everything. I was like, I have to be there basically 24/7. I have to go to all the events at all the times. And so it was really fun to be able to like plan my time around that. For Music Fest, I was traveling in London, I think, at the time. So my time differences were all over the place. So I wasn't able to catch all of it. But what I was awake for, it was still fun to hang out with everybody. Did you venture your way over to the True Build though?
Yes, hopefully it's streaming properly in the band room.
I see it. It looks good to me.
Oh,
Shelly,
good.
you want to talk, I guess, a little bit about anything going on here? Can you share anything? Not to like make you give the alpha, but we always want to hear more.
No, that's okay. I'm not going to go over there. I'll just watch what Cece's showing on screen so that we're all looking at the same thing. This is obviously the stage that we know and love from last year's festival, the True stage in its SDK7 form now. That was the big focus. Again, we didn't have a whole lot of time to rebuild everything. It was more about let's recode and get everything running super smooth. Um, Meaning show apps are going to deploy for every live show at this stage. And let's see, you'll notice a bit of a jungle surrounding the area. And for those of you DCL fam, you might recognize those trees and those platforms. That is because Rustan has helped us tremendously. Um, Again, we are on kind of a tight crunch because the initial deploy deadline was let's see, 29th. So this build, Rustan helped expand because we are on a 36 parcel estate over here. So our stage from last year was on a 3x3, which is only 9 parcels. So we had to fill 36 parcels. That was a surprise. Um, so Rustan has built us a beautiful jungle. And see, if you look up, you'll recognize those platforms from the cove. And we have quite a few additional elements that will be added. So you'll have to look for those little Easter eggs. I have gathered GLBs from, I think, maybe all but 2 or 3 of the performing artists. So to add little elements from people that will be taking the actual stage. So we might do some sort of fun little scavenger hunt if you can find them all hidden within the build. And true to last year, we still we left the community elements, like you'll notice baby doll drinks at the bar. Um, those are inspired by, of course, the DCL baby dolls. It's a pink stiletto, and I can't remember what we named it. I think it's you'll have to look at the menu. We came up with clever names last year, and I don't remember what they are. But yeah, and then the spotted pathway through the jungle, obviously a nod to our home in Spottyland here in the True Band Room new location. One of my favorite parts about this build is the rainbow because you can climb it. And Last year we had so much fun. I don't think this is going to be part of the coding this year, but last year Unicorn had coded the rainbow so that if you were standing at the top in the middle and you used the air guitar emote, which is one of the true emotes, it would trigger an invisible platform to throw everyone that was dancing on the true star in the middle of the dance floor into the sky. And so, and he didn't tell anybody he did this. So all of a sudden, we're all rocking out, and it was at like the peak climax of a song, and then people are just in the sky, and they're like, "Wow, how did I get up here?" And Unicorn was up there cracking up. But so once we figured it out, anybody with that emote could stand in that location and toss people into the sky, and then you'd get stuck up there, and it was quite a memorable moment. But then we had people lining the rainbow, so lots of fun photo shoots up there, and it's a great view. So very, very cool element to this build. You can also climb the guitars. That was a Dino idea when the build was first ideated. He decided to put huge guitars next to the stage on either side. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we're, DCL citizens. We're mountain goats, as we joke. We love to climb. We love to get on top of things. I always say I'm like a cat. I want to get the highest view so I can really see everything that's going on. At least that's what my cats always would do. Try to find the like perch spot in the corner so they could have a full view of everything.
exactly. So yeah, everything in here, pretty much everything is climbable.
I love
But
that.
yeah,
So I want to go back a bit to the theme that you were talking about, and how the theme is rebirth and regeneration. And the idea of it is meant to embrace the core values of radical self-expression, communal growth, and artist renewal. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys are trying to bring some of that theme into your build, if you can? Again, I'm not trying to get you to like share everything, but
no, no, that's okay for us. Really, and I think what made us successful last year is the same thing that's going to make us successful this year, is that the focus is truly on the music and the musicians. Um, so it's less about the coding and again the fear of creating too much that's going to cause things to lag. Like the priority is let's have the music be crispy, clear, clean, and let's just dance together. Like that's the goal. Um, our lineup consists of a lot of our community favorite musicians that, have been grinding into Decentraland for so long that it's like, okay, this is their time to shine. So that rebirth and regeneration, it's kind of their opportunity to like show what they've learned, how they've grown as artists in this space specifically. So um, I, I, I announced the lineup in the True Discord, so it's not a secret. We haven't formally announced anywhere because we're still working on graphics. But if you're interested, that is on the main stage of the True Discord, and I pinned it over there if anybody is interested. And I have a very loud jet flying over me right now, so I'm going to mute for just a second.
yeah, I'm gonna have to jump over to the True Discord and check that out because I hadn't seen you post that yet. But I do want to talk a bit about some of these artists and like how DCL has involved a lot more of the community. So I know I saw a while back that there was open call for artists and open call for builders, and that there's going to be 5 stages comprised from the DCL community. So I know for the open call for artists, it was musicians, groups, sound artists, VJs, were encouraged to apply. They gave priority to artists who, proposed performances connected within the theme. So I'm interested to know how many people sort of stuck to the theme, how many just kind of wanted to do their own thing. Um, and then it talks about how like the connection could be within the content or the presentation of the performance, or what the performance signifies as the artist, or in some other ways detailed in the proposal. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how that's come to life. But I do want to kind of shout out the music artists that were selected for that, which is Dada Ute, Teoria Official, I Am Losi, Defector Dan, so Gucci Toe, and Bridge, please. I don't think I know that last person, so it'll be exciting to see some of those people. Are any of those people going to be performing on your stage, Shelley, or is that going to be on the other stages?
Yeah, so I Bay is going to be our guest next week, and I will let her speak to a lot of this because she is the program director for the overall festival.
Yep.
But yes, Dottie Ute, Losi, and Gucci Toe are actually all on the main stage at True. And so the way that worked, there were over 118, I believe, submissions. And
Wow.
so, and I did get to see the full list and I just took a peek and it was really cool to see what people were proposing. And due to budgets, of course, we can't pick everyone. So, there was a short list created and then the stages got to choose from that short list. And so, again, we prioritize live and full 1 hour sets. So that's kind of where we went. But for anyone who did not get chosen for this festival proper, it is Music Month in Decentraland. So I encourage, and we're in DMs with a lot of them trying to figure out, like, hey, just because you're not part of the main festival does not mean you need to miss out on anything. Like, there's so many cool venues in Decentraland overall. Let's get you on stage, at the Dollhouse, at the True Band Room, at, list all of the venues. Like, you're welcome. And I've offered to help onboard anybody who's interested, especially for the live component. So yeah, I think throughout this whole month, we should be on the lookout for quite a few new friends and faces and sounds. We have a new one coming. We have two new performances at the True Band Room next week. I've been onboarding both of them for their first live show, so that'll be really exciting and fun.
I look forward to seeing those. So the stages that are the main stages, so it's True with unicorns, Slip and Slide Wreck. I don't think I know who they are. Automatic Slims, I've heard of. I Am Ted Lucas, Vegas City, Random Ravers, and Meta Tokyo. So I think obviously some of those names are doing them together. So there's only 5 stages, even though I read off more than 5 names there. So yeah, I look forward to seeing all the different designs because I mean, some of those names like the Vegas City, Automatic Slims, Random Ravers, Meta Tokyo, True. We've seen a lot from y'all before, so I'm really excited to see how you've like continued to evolve it for this event. The other open call that happened was for creators to submit proposals for 3D installations, games, experiences, or even performance spaces to be included in the festival in the Digital Plaza and official program. So I want to give a shout out to some of those 3D builders, those low poly models, KJ Walker, Ogi Worlds, Micah Al Hadef, Argent. Love you, Argent. She's amazing. I've already seen a sneak peek of her build, and that's going to be. If you've seen some of her work in the past, you might have seen some of the things that'll be included as elements in this. So, really cool installation. Martin Z Siesta, Tang Poco, Knights of Antrim with DJ Trax, and Innkeeper Doth. So if you've ever been to the inn and seen performances, you definitely know the Innkeeper. So again, a lot of names that we know and a lot of names that we've, been big fans of. So it's exciting to see them have these opportunities because I think for myself, having been a part of some tentpole events, like it's stressful. Like you said, Shelly, you had 2 weeks to do the stage last year. When I did Fashion Week, I had a 3-month sort of lead time for that. But then I did a Beauty Week the month after, and then I did Mesh Art Fair the month after. So it was like basically 6 months of building for those 3 events, and it's pretty exhausting. But it's really exciting too because you're getting to push yourself in a way that maybe you hadn't before. The scale's bigger, the experience is bigger. You want to surprise people, you want to excite them, you want to show them something they haven't seen. So I'm really excited for everyone's sort of like once it's all out there and done, like, and everyone's had a chance to rest, like how they really feel about the experience because it just changes your experience as somebody who's in the metaverse, like participating, showing up at the events. When you get to actually make them yourselves, it unlocks a whole other world. Not that you have to, like, we always need everybody to, you know, be whatever place they want to be in, whether you just show up to participate as a gamer or a viewer. But building is another experience that's really exciting.
Oh,
Um,
all facts. Just one thing to note, Cece, as you're running around and you're seeing a lot of like plain white, that's all going to change. We're getting like an early behind the scenes, like not everything is set up yet. So a lot will be a surprise when we go back.
I absolutely love kind of seeing the, I guess you could say, the bones of the event, kind of like sitting there just waiting to be dressed, I guess. It's really cool. My background is in IRL events, so I used to do a lot of corporate events, a lot of weddings, a lot of fundraising events for a large company. And so this is giving me those vibes, those, the electricity that is flowing through everybody working together, the artistic creativity, the big personalities that are sort of driving the vehicle of the event. This is giving me those tingles, those vibes of sort of like an IRL pre-event. So I'm really actually enjoying seeing sort of like little pockets of finished product versus like you said, Shelley, the bones that are still waiting for dressing.
but I will say too, you know, from doing Fashion Week, when they do the test, like what's out right now, they always have like a test like a week before, and you just upload where you're at, and then yeah, you will finish it before the actual event goes live. But when you get to that test moment and everyone like jumps in together and you're all running around and looking at it, like it starts to feel very real. And even though like it may be the bones and it's not completely dressed, like you're like, oh dang, like it's here, you know, the structure's here. I just need to finish texturing it or adding in these little elements or some of the interactivity of it. And that's to me is when it like your kind of adrenaline kicks in a bit, you know, because it's like everything else that you've been doing was like conceptual, you know, it's nebulous and you're building and it's work in progress. But when you see it there, even in its non totality, you're like, oh, dang, like this is so real now. So yeah, I am definitely feeling those tingles, you know, getting the hair raising on my arm a little bit talking about it because it's an exciting moment to like be in that final push and kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel and knowing that like in 2 weeks it's gonna happen. It's scary too, so I don't want to stress you out, Shelly.
No, I no, I'm like smiling the whole time because it's so that way, but I know as an IRL professional, you can appreciate what I'm about to say too, because it's like, we're working with a professional team. The DCL Foundation devs are there and testing everything, and you're running around and but like we're all degens at heart, and I love this space so much because this would never happen at an IRL event. We've run huge events with like, you know, Kia Motors America, and it's all very like, stiff upper lip, like, is this working? Is this working? And everybody moves on, and it's just like, okay. And here, everything was working, so all the devs got on stage and did the cat emote, and I was like, yes, this is what it's about. Like, I love Web3 so much because we were all cracking up. I was screen recording. I'm like, yes, Web3 all day.
Yeah, it really brings in that mentality that like kind of startups have a bit, which is, you know, building the plane as you're flying it. Which if you come from more traditional backgrounds or industries, like it doesn't really work like that. It's very structural, it's very solidified. And if it's not, then it feels like chaos. And you're gonna have some people higher up in big brands being like, I'm really concerned for this. You know, and it could lead to somebody getting fired. But in this space, it's like embrace the chaos and embrace the fire because in the end it's going to get there, you know. And even if it does have some bugs and glitches because hey, it's nascent days. It happens everywhere. I mean, some of the tech that I've been on for decades still has these bugs and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. You aren't a new platform. But in this space, I'm like, you're such a new platform. It's fine. I don't care. So yeah, I really look forward to seeing a lot of what's in store. Those were kind of like my main questions for now. Cece, did you have any questions about the fest, or Shelly, was there anything that you really wanted to kind of talk about that we didn't touch on yet?
I have a quick question. Where are we organizing ourselves so we can make the most of this experience? Like, I love the idea. I think CK, you said this in a previous show. It's so fun to roll with a posse. So I want to know where the posse is going to meet up so I can tag along.
So I know I can't say anything officially yet, and I think Bay will have a far better answer for this next week. But I know that behind the scenes they are working on um, perhaps the in-world overlay of events. And part of the focus this year was really, really trying not to overlap big events. And so behind the scenes, the scheduling is very complex, and we are trying as a team to like not step on each other's toes so that there can be more of like a raid type structure of like everybody this way, everybody that way. So
Ooh. And I remember there was a chat dedicated to, is it, I thought it was Music Week, kind of like the True Chat in World. I think that was really cool.
I don't know if there is going to be one this year. True has a dedicated chat if anybody's interested in joining that. It's just TRU, and you can type hashtag TRU into in-world chat and join that way. So that might be coming. I can't say yes or no to that. Um, but yeah, I think it was Sinful who asked me the other day if there were going to be, is it going to be a 24-hour, like True Fest? And I was like, no, no, this is a group. We're not trying to take away from other stages. It's like, if True's not doing something, let's go over here. And, vice versa. So I hope anyway, that it's going to work out that way. Of course, there's going to be some overlap here and there just because that's the way it works. But that is the main goal, at least.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think like some of us outside of the big events, when you look at say Mondays, right? And how we have our little raid train from the True Mofia and then into ABCs and then into Sinful's Beyond the NFT, we find that like is really good not only for like not stepping on toes like you said, which is inevitable, it's going to happen. You can't plan everything around everyone all the time, but it's really cool too because you notice like a lot of people will show up and then they continue to stay and they stay in world because they know that there's something to do. They know they're going to be with all those people and they're used to these places. So I think that's really smart that y'all have been considering that for this year. I hope that they're doing some overlays, some like UI overlays, because any events that made it easy to navigate between locations, even if you're in the same plaza, always made it like that much more seamless for people. Um, I'm interested to see how it does with the numbers, because as we know, like when a lot of people get into a space, it can be a little bit laggy at times. So hoping that that those things are a little bit better. I wasn't able to attend the last few tentpole events like the biennial or I think there was another, the AI World Fair that happened. So I'm not sure how the it felt in world going to those, but yeah, excited for this. Yeah, I'm trying to think about what other questions I might have. Do you know like about like are the timings going to be a little bit more like US focused or are they going to try to be more global?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought up time. One thing to remember right now, the US time change is happening this weekend on Sunday night, which throws everybody off. And so all of the events that are rolling out for this festival on the DCL events page right now are not accurate. And we've flagged this with the DCL devs because I was like, whoa, we're scheduling our events in UTC time, but then when we go and check the local time, it's not reflecting the upcoming time change. So everything looks like it's an hour off. But once they do adjust that, it'll be correct. But so for right now, the main banners that are being used are in 24-hour UTC time. I was like, yo, let's confuse everybody even more. So worldtimebuddy.com is my best friend. Um, so if you put in the actual date, And then what time in reference to other time zones or to just UTC. That's the best way to identify what is going on when. But I did create a true calendar, a true Google calendar that will, if you add it to yours, it's in your local time. So all of our events are listed in there. And then I will be working with Bay to figure out how to make sure that the DCL events calendar is all in line. But yeah, the upcoming time change is always a fun challenge. Um, so just try to make the most sense of that, and really just Google it, like for your time zone, what is your time in reference to UTC? That'll help you in all metaverse things because so many of these global platforms use UTC.
Yeah, and I do want to note that in the United States, this should be the last time we ever do a time change because the government, like, we all voted on it, and this is the last one forever unless they vote to bring it back. So we won't ever have to convert that again, except for when other countries' times may change.
Please let that be the case. But yeah, like right now, Mr. Swee's like back from Italy, and he's like, "Hey, for next week's Wednesday, I don't know what time it is because the time change is here, not there." It's like, oh my gosh, it's absolute madness.
Okay, so besides time changes, I guess from all of us having been to music fests or experienced them, like what sort of advice would you give to somebody who it might be their first time? Like what to look out for? Cece, you were joking about having water and a pillow.
And joking, but not joking.
Yeah, I mean, get comfy, settle in, bring your friends in real life, get a good screen, headphones, or good speakers. Just enjoy it like you would any other concert, but from the comfort of your own home. That's the best part. Um, Biggest thing, don't be afraid to talk in chat. If you're new, this is the most friendly, helpful community. If you have questions, if you're confused, say something in chat, and you're going to have like a whole team of people willing to help and guide you. So that's really, I think, the best. And then watch out for people streaming on Twitch or Kick with the Decentraland tag, because that's also a great way to follow along with where people are where people are going and what they're doing. So yeah, I think that's probably the best. And then just, yeah, keep an eye on the DCL events page to try and stay up to date as to what's going on, because there's going to be wearables to claim, emotes to claim. The show app will drop at True, and that is going to come with some merch. So watch out for things like that so you can collect your swag bag of treats.
Do you know, are there going to be like kind of dispensers to go up to, or are they going to be more like last year where they're like dropped from the sky? Do you happen to know?
That's a great question, and I actually don't know. I think we were offered a dispenser, and we said no, we're going to use our show app system. So things will just drop with our system, but I do believe others had the option to have a dispenser. Not sure about the drops, the like airdrops from the sky this year.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. I love the idea of seeing, stuff dropping from the sky and everybody like running towards it. I love that thought. It's so cute. And then if I had any advice, I'd say take frequent breaks, stand up, walk around, dance, because you could get locked in. And that chat box is addictive. Once you start chatting, it's like you devolve into this like chat box monkey. So I always have to like take breaks and like dance to some music. And yeah, I like the idea of getting your whole family involved, your friends and family. Make it a thing.
Yeah, I love to sometimes when I'm in DCL, of course, I'm on my couch a lot, because I like to be in my living room, but I also like to go to my stand height desk. And so when there is music playing, I'll like stand and dance in front of my laptop. And then, like, it's arm height so I can chat too while I'm dancing. And sometimes, even for those of us that do partake in some alcohol, we may do some cheersing throughout certain events and just like have fun, like Shelly said, like it's an IRL event, like you would at a concert, like you would going to a club and listening to a performer or whatever it might be. I really try to like bring the physicality to it as much as I can, so I'm not sitting all the time because I usually work remote, and so I'm really cooped up in the apartment a lot. But yeah, that's really good advice. I also love the advice about streamers. Got to shout out Sinful there. I think Biometa was in here at one point too, who does Vita TV. I'm sure they will be streaming throughout the events. Hopefully, because I know streamers for me when I came into DCL were kind of how that's what I would start with. Like before I even jumped in World, I would, fire up Twitch or whichever one they were streaming on, and I'd see, okay, where are they at? And then I would like show up there and then bug Sin and ask all these questions for things I didn't know. So streamers are a great way to follow along and figure out what's going on as well.
Yeah, and we should identify whose VC we're going to take over, whether that's in the CBD Discord or somewhere, because that adds a whole new element to the experience too when you're like giggling with your friends, behind the scenes running around, eating McGriddles. That's a nod to Kanessa and Sin. Love you both. They hung out with us through all 24 hours of the 24-hour Metaverse Music Festival. Or not, sorry, not Metaverse Music Festival, Mental Health Action Day Festival. And that, seriously, memories are made when you can have all those funny little inside jokes, and it's like the most wholesome adult sleepover ever. So we should absolutely plan something there.
Yeah, we have the channel in the community building Decentraland Discord for the artists that are creating, but we can definitely make a like uh, event or general voice chat so we can all hang out in it. Those will probably go away after the fest, but we usually archive those event like channels, but we can always bring them back the next year. But yeah, so I will definitely let everyone in CBD know, ask the community, because again, we don't admins don't just like do things on our own. We always ask the community, we take votes on things. So we'll bring that up, and I'm sure everyone will be aligned in doing that because I do love hanging out in VCs with you all.
There we go. My earlier question is answered. I love it. I hope it happens because I think that'll be fun.
And there's also other ways to find out like where your friends are at too, right? Like so you can go and you can see on the map sometimes where your friends are. You can go into your friends list and jump to where your friends are. And also like just connect on social with people. So if you're new and you're jumping in and you don't know what you're doing, like just go in chat and say, hey, I'm new here, trying to figure out what's going on. A lot of us follow each other on Twitter, so if you're comfortable sharing your Twitter, or you can put your Twitter in your bio of your account on Decentraland if you're logged in with your wallet. So yeah, it's just ways to make it social. We do hang out in Discord voice chats sometimes. So yeah, just reach out to any of us and ask. We're a friendly bunch. Well, we're getting close to our hour mark. Um, does anyone else have anything to add? Anyone from the audience like want to come up and ask any questions about Music Fest so far? Again, next week we will be inviting some of the builders and creators, and Bay will be there, who's the program manager, and we've asked DCL also to come through, so maybe PB or someone from the team will stop in and share some insights as well. Oh, let's see. One existence requested. Let's get him up here. Hello, One Existence. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I had posted a question in the chat, but um, since you're asking, I will ask it here. So I know Bay Backner is one of the main contacts, and there was supposed to be an email that got sent out to everyone that applied but didn't win. I'm wondering, just in case they didn't see that email, or for people who didn't apply, do you know how they can be a part of it? I know a lot of it has to do with the events or the stages and stuff, getting in contact with them. But is there one central location people can go so they can learn more and hopefully be a part of it if they wish to?
Yeah, so Bay created a channel in the DCL Discord, I believe. Let me double check that before I mess something up. Yep, there is a channel, DCL MV, sorry, MF23 channel in the Decentraland Discord. And we are monitoring that for anybody who's interested in being involved in Music Month. Um, Again, the schedule for the festival proper is kind of complex and being sorted, but that doesn't take away from the overall Music Month opportunity to be involved. So I've already got two coming up to do their Metaverse debuts at the True Band Room next week. So we are actively getting people in as fast as we can. And yeah, so all are welcome. There's no like gatekeeping. It's just, hey, hit us up. My DMs on Discord are not open. You just have to send me a friend request, and I accept all friend requests unless you look like really sketchy. So as long as you're an obvious human, and I can see that you're in the Decentraland Discord, obviously you're part of the music crew, then yes, I will absolutely accept the DM, and then we can go from there. My DMs here are open. So yeah, and then of course all the venues you can always reach out that way as well. But True Band Room is ready and open to book as many shows as possible. We have 5 shows today, 5. So we're clearly not slowing anybody down. We'll get you on stage if that's what you're looking to do.
Well, I will give you the alpha if you haven't snagged him already. I'm almost 100% positive that Category 5 is looking to perform. I know he was a little disappointed he didn't make the cut for the whatever you want to call it. Um, so if you don't have him, or if somebody knows one of the people from the other events, reach out to him. I will pass that information on to him as well, though. Thank you.
Thanks, One Existence. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other venues too, besides some of the major ones as well that are doing stuff. So if you know of a venue in the space, or a venue's having an event, just ask in chat. People, like I said, are very friendly in Decentraland, and most often than not want to help, and want to have people involved. So as Shelly said, as long as you are not a scammer, and you are not shady, and trying to take advantage of people, people are very nice in the space and want to help you out. So definitely just don't be afraid to reach out to somebody, to add somebody, to send a friend request, to DM them. You'll be surprised more often than not. You'll get a response, and a very friendly one.
And I don't know if people have been sending them out, but I haven't seen them. It would be nice if the foundation sent out some tweets about it as well, how to be a part. And uh, I know there can be more than just the 5 venues that won hosting spots. It'd just be nice to see them put it out there to get people in.
Yeah, I can definitely, because I was reaching out to Kim and the team to come on the spaces over the next few weeks and chat with us. So I can definitely reach out and say, hey, do you think that, like, y'all could put a tweet out saying, did you not make the cut and do you want to get involved? Like, post yourself on this tweet and everyone connect, or whatever. I don't know if they'll do that, but you know what I mean? Like, I can definitely suggest something, or see if they can address it in some way, to try and help. I don't know what that looks like or what they will do, but I'm happy to utilize my connections always. And I saw a Cowboy came up. You have a question, or you want to say something, share some details?
Excuse me. Hey, what's going on, family? How's everyone doing? Blessings. I want to ask you a little off topic. Someone mentioned to me, because I've been actively trying to get new people into DCL, and someone mentioned to me that they'd be interested in doing like an art university because they already teach art classes in Discord. And I'm like, why don't you move it over to DCL, and you can stream into DCL. And so they're brand new to DCL. Is anyone doing like an art university in DCL currently?
I know there are universities and like actual like schools that like have digital versions of their schools in Decentraland, but I don't know specifically about an art university. There were a few creators in the space that had like one parcel and would do like art events and you'd come out and you'd draw with them and stuff like that. So I've seen sort of more one-off, things in the past, but I think because we're in a bear market, and a lot of people, have kind of stopped building as much, it's kind of open for builders to do whatever. So I like that idea. And I definitely say if anyone's interested to connect with you and whoever you're talking about and see if you can make something like that happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. It really, when he brought it to my attention, it sounded so cool because I've been to some of his discords and he actually will teach you how to like draw, or he will do custom drawings for you. So he does both. And I was like, man, if you can get a couple more people and kind of set up a school, because that's his goal with Web3. He wants to set up like an art school. I was like, you should do it in DCL. It'd be a great place, to stream into. So I'll definitely talk to him. When's the music festival coming up? The exact dates.
It's the 16th through 18th of this month, November.
All right, cool. I'm gonna try to get him to come out to the music festival. I literally just like started talking to him about it last night because we were in a space and he was talking about his goals with the school, and I was like, "Yo, that would be so dope if you did that in DCL." You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people know of DCL, but they're not necessarily in there. And so definitely see if I can get him in.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing that onboarding and meeting a new friend. One existence. You have your hand up?
Yeah, real quick for Cowboy Tom, I can't say 100%, but 729 cubes. This might be something they might be interested in. They got a one parcel that's their goal is, I know, displaying with art. They brought the artist that won my T-shirt contest into the space for the first time. Um, I can kind of mention something to them and to see if they're interested, and let you know on that. And then isn't for some reason I was thinking the music festival was in December, but okay, so it's coming up very soon, a couple weeks, I guess.
2 weeks. Yes.
It's a festival, not a holiday
It
party.
well, but isn't I thought it was also a month long theme as well. Is that this month? I didn't see
Yeah.
anything about the theme this
Shelly,
month.
do you want to maybe talk a little bit about that? Because I know there's Music Month, and then within the Music Month, there's Music Fest.
Yes. So November is Music Month in Decentraland, which basically means that any formal Decentraland marketing is going to be putting extra emphasis on music. So that said, the music festival makes perfect sense for this month, but it's not the only music event going on. There's going to be a lot of focus on all music this month. So that's why for any artists that did not get chosen for the festival, fear not, there's still plenty of opportunity to get involved and, for lack of a better way of saying it, capitalize on that extra marketing boost and really get get the opportunity to be seen and build new community and friends in this space.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
When was excuse me? When was the Didn't we had a music festival? What, like April, March? Is that like another one? It's like twice a year.
No, that was Fashion Week, and that was at the end of March. And then there was Beauty Week, and then there was Mesh Art Fair. But aside from some other events that happened after that that are not related to music, no, this is November. December has always been when the big music fest tentpole event happens.
Okay, yeah, I confused that.
Music just music just intermingles with those other events quite a bit. So that might be what.
Because music is life. It's the blood that flows through our veins. Oh, I'm feeling moody today.
And we did.
To quote Madonna, music makes the people come together.
Oh my God. Thank you,
Yeah,
Alan. I'm feeling Madonna vibes today. That's what I'm going to be listening to when I go to Target because I'm a soccer mom.
especially that album. I love that album.
I can see her now, like a virgin, touch for the very first time.
All right, cowboy, calm down.
Well, we are at our hour now. Were there any other questions or anything anyone else wanted to bring up related to Music Month, Music Fest? Shelly, I know you have 5 events today. Do you want to talk about those?
Oh, thank you. Yes, please. First up, we have Dino on Multimedia Madness. He has curated an entire punk rock set because we all want more punk rock in Decentraland. So please adorn your best punk rock avatar outfit and join us in the True Band Room at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. He'll be live for an hour, followed immediately by Losi, the just beautiful gem of a human and artist that she is. And then immediately followed by Celia Inside, making her Metaverse debut today. Very excited to introduce her to the DCL fam. She's incredible. And then followed immediately by STTSM, who took over Swen's days while Swe was in Italy getting married. So STTSM is absolutely awesome, super cool Colombian musician. So yeah, that this event plus four more, all happening in the True Band Room today, all starting at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. One more thing I did want to shout out that's slightly unrelated, but kind of will make it fit. The in-world builder account is in the listeners. That is a Last Slice DAO funded project that's being worked on right now, and it is the builder for everyone. Like everybody, you don't have to be a coder to use this. It's going to be a game changer for Decentraland. So go ahead and follow that account if you want updates. I'm so looking forward to seeing how this affects tentpole events coming up, like 2024 Music Fest. I would love to see what people, like anybody who's been held back by building into Decentraland because of any, inexperience with coding or anything like that. Like this is going to be a game changer. So follow that account for updates, and that'll be coming, I think, in the beginning of 2024.
Wait, is that a grant that we're going to vote on, or how is that going to come?
The grant already passed, so it's in effect right now, and the team is actively working on it.
That's
And
fucking
odd
amazing.
job, odd jobs contributing everyday type items plus more. I know. And in world, if you are currently listening, if you have beta testers or anything, I am extremely interested in that. I have been working on the web builder quite a bit and am extremely frustrated and was am very close to throwing in the towel with it all. So I would I can't wait to see what you guys got put together for that.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I was gonna also give them a shout out before we popped off. For those who don't know, the builder is basically when you go into Decentraland and you want to like put something on your land or in your worlds, you would have to pretty much like build it in a 3D program like Blender. You'd have to code it in SDK in like Visual Studio Code, and then you'd have to deploy that into Decentraland. And so the builder was created to be a sort of drag and drop of assets so that people don't know how to, they don't have to know how to code. And so it makes it a more accessible experience to be a builder. So you have a building asset like a GLB, and you just upload that asset in, or you choose from the many builder assets like One Existence was talking about, the Odd Job, Kurzaz, and others have been building to put into the builder so that you don't have to have 3D modeling skills. There will be preset assets that you can use to populate a parcel with. So yeah, the in-world builder was a grant that was already voted on and passed, and that was because basically the foundation decided that they were going to stop updating the builder, and so the builder was basically dying, and people didn't like that because people who don't know how to code and do like a lot of 3D felt like they were not going to be able to create in the space without having to work with other people or hire people. And so the Last Slice team decided to put out a grant for it with a lot of community members we know who we buy emotes and wearables and see experiences from, and was really well received by the community. And so yeah, they're gonna bring the builder back basically for people, for us, and for new people. Well, after that loving shout out, there are no quick tips with AJ today. AJ is back teaching, as we mentioned, so we may be getting those a little more sporadic from time to time. So we don't have one of those today, but we love and miss you, Ajab, and hope that teaching is going well and you're sort of easing back into that lifestyle again. Um, any other last words from anybody before we go?
I see Cowboy Tom has his hand up, but Celia inside is in the band room right now. So shout out to Celia. She'll be making her performance later today. Don't miss that show. Sorry, I'm done.
Hi, Celia. I'm waving IRL. Oh my God.
Lovely to have you here. Yes,
Oh.
Tom, what's going on? What's up?
No, I was just gonna ask, what company did the are they hiring to do the builder? Like who's actually building it?
It's Last Room and Last Slice, and a lot of the people from that community. So, as I mentioned, Kurzaz. I don't know who some
They
of the
have
other
a
guests.
whole intro video on their feed towards the bottom if you want to check out who the whole team. So
Wait,
yeah.
Yeah.
where can I check that
But
out?
I on their feed. So if you click on their profile, and you scroll down, there's a whole like sweetly done marketing video of like the whole team that you can take a look at. But I do want to say thank you everybody for joining us today. You could be anywhere and you decided to spend time with us here. And I personally am very grateful. Shout out to CJ Meta Events, Biometa, Super Nina, Sinful Prism, my Spatian Guide family, Canessa. I love seeing that sweet little PFP. Alan, your thoughts and ideas are always welcome and bring great levity to the conversation. Thanks for making me laugh today. Cowboy Tom, thanks for hanging out with us. And yeah, I'll hand the mic back to you, CK.
Thanks. Yeah, so many people to shout out here. Ox, Quan, Madamus, and many others I haven't seen before, like Blick and Roe and Ergo. Shout out Fred always for being here each week. Fred's consistent. I'll say that. We always appreciate that. And to anyone else who maybe didn't get a shout out, sorry if I missed your names. I was scrolling through pretty quickly, but yeah, we always appreciate y'all being here every Thursday. And if you want to become a sponsor of our Curiosities in the Metaverse, please do reach out. But until next week, we'll see you in World. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Fred always for being here each week. Fred's consistent. I'll say that. We always appreciate that. And to anyone else who maybe didn't get a shout out, sorry if I missed your names. I was scrolling through pretty quickly, but yeah, we always appreciate y'all being here every Thursday. Um, and if you want to become a sponsor of our Curiosities in the Metaverse, please do reach out. But until next week, we'll see you in World. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.